And one more message from yours, from my side, children, please utilize your time well. We all have the same amount of time, that is 24 hours in a day. But how we utilize the time, that makes the difference. Fine, if you're going to have your vacation, so utilize your time well in revising all the concepts thoroughly. Fine. Now we are going to start with a new chapter, that is change in profit sharing ratio amongst the partners. There is no new partner being admitted, no partner is going to leave the firm. Fine. So we have learned about the events where the reconstitution take place, and the first one was change in profit sharing ratio amongst the existing partners, then admission, then retirement, death, and amalgamation. Fine. Again, repeating, these four are in our course. The fifth one is not in our course, and we have to learn the accounting treatment of these four. And we have completed the accounting treatment to be done at the time when a new partner is being admitted into a firm. Fine. Now we have to do, I'm taking this later on after admission, because most of the concepts, most of the accounting treatments are same as in the case of admission, except one or two differences here and there. So we have to do the 5 accounting treatments have to be done. It is any kind of reconstitution. We have to do 5 accounting treatments. That is, first, we have to calculate the new profit sharing ratio, gaining ratio, sacrificing ratio. We did it in admission. We have to learn the accounting treatment of goodwill, then reserves. We have to revalue the assets, and we have to do the capital adjustment. Fine. So we have learned, you will have to recall what we have learned at the time of admission, so that you can visualize the difference also. Suppose A, B, and C are partners in a firm, were partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2. On 1st April 2020, the reason can be any. There might be a case when the partner has been contributed more capital and he wanted that the profits to be shared in capital ratio. Reason can be any for change in the profit sharing ratio, as they all have mutually agreed to to change the profit sharing ratio, so they can do so. Fine. So if their profit sharing ratio, now see, this is profit. If A was already A was getting earlier 3 share in profits, B was also getting 3 shares, and C was getting 2 shares in the profit, and now they decided to share profits in the ratio of 2:1:1. If I change this, this will become 4:2:2. Now A will be getting 4 share in the profit, and B will be getting 2, and C will be getting 2. So you see the change has come. There is no change in there is no change in the share of C. Only the share of B has decreased from 3 to 2, and the share of A has increased. When we change the profit sharing ratio, one or more partners are going to gain and another set of partners are going to sacrifice, because the profit is going to remain the same. Fine. So we will be given the new. In case of admission, we did various cases where we have to calculate the new profit sharing ratio. We have to calculate the gain sacrificing ratio. There we were not required to calculate the gaining ratio, because it was the new partner who was gaining in 99% of the cases. Fine. But here we will be given the old profit sharing ratio, and we will be given the new profit sharing ratio, and we will have to calculate the gain or sacrifice. We will not be given which partners are gaining and which partners are sacrificing. So we have to utilize the formula that we have already learned, that is old minus new. Old ratio minus new ratio, or old share minus new share. Fine. And if it is positive, then it is sacrifice, and if it is negative, then it is gain. Fine. You can utilize new minus old also, but I suggest to learn only one formula, because we are not sure whether a partner is gaining or sacrificing. We cannot use the formula of sacrifice, that it is old minus new and the gain is new minus old. No, we have to learn one formula. If it is positive, then it is sacrifice. If it is negative, then it is gain. Fine. The valuation, method of valuation that we learned in the chapter admission will remain the same. Fine. That is why we did this in the beginning of the chapter admission. You can be asked to calculate the value of the goodwill, or simply chances are that you will be given the value of the goodwill, but there might be a possibility, as we have done in the questions of the admission, chapter admission, in some cases, in most of the cases, the value of the goodwill was given to us, but in some of the cases, we were being asked to calculate the value of the goodwill. Same goes for this kind of reconstitution. Methods will remain the same. It can be an average profit method, it can be super profit, it can be a capitalization method. So these methods have to be very clear to you, how you have to calculate the goodwill by these methods. Fine. And there can be any other method given to you, which I have taken up in one of the questions of admission. Now, the accounting treatment of goodwill is a bit different from admission. In the case of change in PSR, you have to note down this difference. Accounting treatment is very simple. We don't have so many cases here as we have in the chapter admission. Fine. Accounting treatment of goodwill. Just note down the accounting treatment of goodwill. As new partner is not coming in, so he is not going to bring he's not going to bring any premium for goodwill. Partners are remaining the same. If A, B, and C were partners, they are going to remain. But as their profit sharing ratio is changing, one partner is gaining and another set of partner is sacrificing. So they have to be compensated for that in the form of goodwill. So there are two types of goodwill: self-generated and purchased goodwill. Self-generated goodwill does not appear in the books of accounts. Just a recall of the previous. Self-generated goodwill does not appear in the books of accounts as per accounting standard 26. And purchased goodwill is appearing. It might appear in the books at the time of the reconstitution. We have seen in one of the questions that we did yesterday also, goodwill was appearing in the balance sheet given. Fine. So that also has to be written off as early as possible. That is also done as per AS 26. You have to remember this accounting standard and the implication where this accounting standard is being applied. Fine. Then accounting goodwill appearing in the balance sheet of the reconstitution. Fine. That goes the same. We have to write off the goodwill amongst the old partners in old profit sharing ratio. Though there is no admission, no retirement of a partner, but still I'm calling it old partners because it is easy to remember for all the chapters. It is old partners in old ratio. In admission also, it is old partners in old ratio. In retirement also, it is old partners in old ratio. The goodwill appearing in the balance sheet on the date of reconstitution. If it is appearing on the balance sheet, that has to be written off. Fine. In which it has to be written off in old profit sharing ratio. You will be given the old ratio, you will be given the new ratio. You have to apply the ratio very carefully. Goodwill appearing in the balance sheet has to be written off in old profit sharing ratio. I hope this is clear. This is what we were doing in admission also. But about the valued goodwill, we were doing so many treatments. He was bringing it in cash, he was bringing the goodwill in kind, he was not able to bring the goodwill in cash. There were so many cases. But in this case, no partner is expected to bring cash for the premium for goodwill. Fine. He's just going to compensate the sacrificing. Gaining partner is just going to compensate the sacrificing partner. And we are going to pass just one adjustment entry, that is gaining partners capital account to sacrificing partners capital account. Gaining partners capital account debited. This will be in gaining ratio. Suppose the value of the goodwill is 1 lakh and A is sacrificing 1/4 of his share in favor of C. Fine. So he will give, obviously, gain of one partner will be equal to sacrifice made by the other partner. So 1/4 of 1 lakh, that is 25,000, will be debited to gaining partner's capital account, and 25,000 will be credited to sacrificing partner's capital account, as this partner is sacrificing his share in profits, in future profits. He's sacrificing his share in future profits in favor of gaining partner. So he's going to compensate, he's going to be compensated for that in the form of amount of goodwill. Fine. So this is very simple. There are just two things that you have to remember for goodwill. No, so many cases are there. First one was goodwill appearing. That is, this is the purchased goodwill that is appearing in the balance sheet. If someone asks you why this goodwill is appearing in the balance sheet, is it a violation of accounting standard 26? No, it must have been the purchased goodwill, but AS 26 says that this also has to be written off as early as possible. So we are writing it off the moment the reconstitution is taking place. Fine. And the valued goodwill, we are going to do one adjustment entry, that is gaining partner's capital account to sacrificing partner's capital account. Fine. So goodwill, no such extended treatment of goodwill is there in case of change in PSR. Fine. Treatment of reserves, accumulated profits and losses. Yes. Now, what were we doing with the reserves, accumulated profit and losses? Now, my question to you, what were we doing with the reserves, accumulated profit and losses in case of admission? I want you to answer what was the treatment done to accumulated profits and reserves? Yes, very good, Hardik. They were all distributed in, yes, Hardik Jain, good. Divit, very good. Kunal, good. Yes. We were, yes, getting the correct answers, children. So we were distributing these reserves and accumulated profit and losses in the old profit sharing ratio. Same thing we are going to do here also in case of profit sharing ratio. If A, B, and C were partners sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2:2, and now they want to share the profits equally. Now my reserves will be distributed in the ratio of 3:2:2, not equal. Fine. Here the chances of picking up the wrong ratio is very high because both the ratios are given to us, old and new. So you have to mark the old ratio correctly and you have to distribute the reserves in old ratio. So my general reserve, accumulated profits and losses will be distributed amongst the old partners in old ratio, and the specific reserves, WCR, IFR. We have seen the treatment. We will be taking a quick recap of that also. Fine. So we, to the extent not utilized, they also will be distributed amongst the partners, old partners in old profit sharing ratio. And employees provident fund, again repeating, now you know it. Fine. So children, see, these concepts we learned before we start with the reconstitution, and then in every chapter we are going to revise these concepts. Some are going to remain, many of the concepts are going to remain the same in the chapter admission, change in PSR, and even in retirement. Fine. So employees provident fund, now you all know it is a liability, it is not a reserve. Yes, quickly recall the journal entry for the distribution of general reserve or accumulated profits and losses. I want you to recall first, then I'll discuss. What will be the journal entry? Because when journal entries are asked, now you know while making the ledger account that this has to be distributed. You know everything, but somehow you still pass a wrong journal entry. I want you to first pass the journal entry for the distribution of reserves or P&L account credit balance. What will be the journal entry? General reserve will be debited or credited? Yes, this can be answered very quickly. General reserve, yes, general reserve has to be debited. And what is going to be, if we choose the one aspect to be correct, the other is definitely going to be correct. General reserve is to be debited, then what is to be credited? Partners capital account. Fine. Old partners in old ratio. Fine. If it is loss, then what will be the entry? If the losses are to be distributed or any deferred expenditure, advertisement suspense account is there in the balance sheet, then partners capital account will be debited or credited. Partners capital account is debited. Very good. Partners capital account is debited. Then my entry is partners capital account to profit and loss account. Fine. Or any deferred revenue expenditure is there, that has to be credited. Fine. So these entries are same. These treatments, just note down. Yes, children, note down the points where the difference is there in the accounting treatment. First, there was a difference in the treatment of valued goodwill. There was a difference in the treatment of valued goodwill. Fine. First point of difference was there. In the treatment of general reserves, accumulated profits, there is no difference. We used to distribute it in old profit sharing ratio. Here also we are doing the same thing. Fine. When you note down the points where the difference is, it is easy at the time of revision also. Whenever you are revising for the examination, then it is easy to revise only the points where the difference is, where there is a difference in the accounting treatment. Let's quickly take the workman compensation reserve treatment. If it is 50,000 and the claim, this I've already discussed. Same thing I'm going to discuss. Just note down one thing before I start asking the question. A, B, and C were sharing profits in the ratio of 3:1:1. 3:1:1. And now they decided to share profits equally. Old profit sharing ratio is 3:1:1. And the new profit sharing ratio is 1:1:1. Just note down the old profit sharing ratio and new profit sharing ratio. Old profit sharing ratio is 3:1:1. And new profit sharing ratio, again repeating, it is equal. That is 1:1:1. And the reserve appearing in the balance sheet is 50,000 and there is a claim of 30,000. Because these entries are sometimes asked in a one marker question and in a multiple choice question also, you can be given the entries, you have to take the correct one. So I want you to answer what will be the, yes, what will be the journal entry? If there is a reserve of 50,000 and claim on account of workman compensation is 30,000. I want you to give the journal entry. You can write down and take the pick, or you can just type the answer. This has to come quickly from you. Yes, workman compensation reserve is 50 and the claim has been settled at 30,000. Yes, good. Yes, Aman was the first one to send the correct entry. All are correct, sending the correct entry, no doubt in that. Yes, very good. So this was something I was checking. Workman compensation reserve to workman compensation claim account. You can write outstanding also. That is not going to make the difference. But you have to change and you have to take this claim into account. Fine. This reserve has been converted to claim, and the balance 20,000 has been distributed amongst the old partners in old profit sharing ratio. That is 3:1:1. Fine. So the point was that this claim has to be, just don't distribute 20,000. This will be an incorrect answer. If you pass the entry workman compensation reserve 20,000 to partners capital account, if some of you have passed this entry, then it is an incomplete entry. You have to give the complete entry WCR to claim to partners capital account. Now the reserve is 50,000 and what is this? Just wait a minute. What has happened? If the reserve is 50,000 and claim is also 50,000, then what will happen? Yes, quickly. Is there any reserve left for distribution amongst the partners? Yes, correct. Very correct. Workmen compensation reserve to workmen compensation claim. The whole of the amount of reserve has been converted to claim. There is no amount left for distribution. Yes, now the reserve is same and there is no claim. Then what will happen? If I don't have any claim with me, then what will happen? Yes, no claim arise on account of the reserve. This will be distributed. Yes, very good. Yes, very good. It has been distributed in the old profit sharing ratio, that is 3:1:1. Very good, children. That means the concepts are, you're able to recall the concepts correctly. Fine. And any of these journal entry can be asked. Now, if it is 50,000 and the claim is 70,000, claim is greater than the reserve. Claim is greater than the savings. Yes, if the claim is greater, then yes. Someone has answered, it's truth, I think. Capital account is debited. No, child, capital account will not be debited. If our liability is more than the reserve, if our liability is more than the reserve, then we are going to utilize revaluation account for creating this liability. My liability is 70,000. Fine. Again, repeat this. I have explained at the time of admission also. These are my savings. Reserves and provisions are my savings. If my savings are more than the expenditure, then first I'm going to utilize my savings. And if my savings are less, my expenditure is high, then I'm going to ask the parent account, that is revaluation account. So my entry will be workman compensation reserve 50,000, revaluation account debited 20,000, to workman compensation claim 70,000. In that case, excess amount of liability will be created from revaluation account. Though the net effect is same, this amount is going to be distributed amongst the partners, but we give this journal entry. Now quickly take the investment fluctuation case also. If my investments are 1,50,000 and reserve is 30,000. Fine. And the market value of the investment is 50,000. I think the concept was clear to you. So I'm taking it up quickly so that we can note down the accounting treatments which are different. This will also remain the same. I have not utilized any amount since the market value of the investment is same. I have not utilized any amount of reserve. So this reserve has been distributed amongst the partners in You have to remember the ratio. It is old profit sharing ratio. Market value of the investment is 1,70,000. Market value has increased. So in that case also, reserve has not been utilized. Reserve will be utilized only when there is a decrease in the value of investments. Increase in the value of the investments will be recorded through revaluation account. Reserve is made for fall in the value of investments. So this, in this case also, reserve will be distributed amongst the partners. Reserve, since it is not utilized, it will be distributed amongst the partners. Market value has decreased. Now in this case, I'm going to utilize for decrease in the value of investments by 20,000, I'm going to utilize reserve. The remaining unutilized portion is going to be distributed amongst the partners in old profit sharing ratio. Ratio is important. It is old profit sharing ratio. And it's for all the chapters of reconstitution. It's always the same. So you don't have to remember anything new here. Now the market value is 120. It is the decrease is equal to reserve. So there is no reserve left for distribution. So the whole amount of reserve has been utilized for decreasing the value of investments to 1,20,000. Just a minute, children. I think. Just wait a minute. Now this is the point that you have to note down here. Now, if the partners want at the time of change in profit sharing ratio amongst the partners, till now, what we did, we distributed all the reserves. Same treatment we did for WCR and IFR, the portion which was not utilized was distributed. Now, what will happen if the partners decide that they do not want to distribute the reserves, they want to keep the reserves with themselves, or they want to keep the reserves in the balance sheet of the firm? Fine, because as no new partner is coming and no partner is leaving the firm, the partners are same. So they can decide that they want the reserves to be, there. Fine. So we will have to find out you have to learn these two journal entries. If the net amount of all the reserves and losses is positive, then you're going to pass one adjustment entry, that is gaining partner to sacrificing partner's capital account. And if the net amount is negative, I'm explaining you why this is done. Just note down these journal entries. I'll be explaining why this is done and how the question will be asked. Just note down this. If the net amount of all the reserves, accumulated profits and losses is positive, then I'm going to pass one adjustment entry, that is gaining partner capital account to sacrificing partner's capital account. Fine. And if the net amount is negative, my losses, undistributed losses are more than the undistributed profits, then the entry is going to be reverted. It will be sacrificing partners capital account to gaining partners capital account. I want all of you, this is the point of difference, and there can be a 3-marker question on this point from this chapter, because we are getting a full-fledged question of revaluation, partners capital account and balance sheet in the chapter, from the chapter admission. So this will not going to be repeated here. Fine. So we have to learn the concepts which are different, as these can be asked separately in a 1-marker or a 3-marker question. In case of profits, it will be gaining to sacrificing. this was the entry we were passing at the time of goodwill also, but we had to be careful when the net amount is negative. Then it will be sacrificing partners to gaining partners capital account. Let me explain you. Suppose A, B, and C are partners. They were sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2:1. Now they decided to share profit and losses equally, and they had a general reserve of 60,000. I'm just taking an example of general reserve. Fine. So if we are given nothing, what we do? We distribute the reserve amongst the old partners in old profit sharing ratio. Fine. So if nothing is given, and if this reserve is distributed, how much A, B, and C are going to get? They're going to get 30, 20, and 10. Fine. This is what we did. Now, suppose they decide that they are not going to distribute these reserves amongst themselves. They are going to keep this reserve for usage in future. Fine. And this reserve was, and no adjustment entry was passed for that. Fine. They did not. They mutually agreed that they are not going to distribute general reserve at the time of reconstitution. Now, suppose after 2-3 years, this reserve was not utilized, and they decided that this reserve, since it has not been utilized for any purpose, so this should be now distributed amongst the partners. In which profit sharing ratio after 3 years, if this reserve is distributed, in which ratio it will be distributed amongst the partners? No, Aman, it will not be sorry, who said, I think Aman said old profit sharing ratio. It will not be old profit sharing ratio. Once the reconstitution has been done, Khushi is correct. Once the reconstitution has been done, after 2-3 years, if this reserve has to be distributed amongst the partners, it will be distributed equally, because now their profit sharing ratio has changed. Now C, share of B and C remains the same, and it is A who is losing 10,000 because of the change in the profit sharing ratio. If this reserve is distributed today, he will get 30,000. But if it is distributed after 2-3 years, or after even 1 year, he's going to get 20,000 because of the change in profit sharing ratio. Will A agree to this? That this reserve has to be kept as it is, and I'm not going to pass any adjustment entry. No, this is not justified, and even A will not agree to this. C might agree to this because he was getting 10,000 and future is going to get 20. So C might agree to this, but A is definitely not going to agree to this. So if they decide that the reserves to be kept in the new balance sheet, reserves will keep appearing in the new balance sheet. Fine. So they are going to pass one adjustment entry, and that adjustment entry will be C will give 10,000 to A. If on the date of change in PSR, or in the on the date of reconstitution, if C gives 10,000 to A, then A will agree or not? In that case, A will agree. He has got 10,000, and in future, when this reserve will be distributed, he's going to get 20,000 more. So he's going to get 30,000. Fine. So we are going, if the partners decide that they are going to keep the reserves as it is, this we have not done in the chapter admission. This is something new. This is a concept which is new to this chapter. If the partners want that the reserves to be kept in the new balance sheet, reserves not to be distributed, any of the words can be used. So we are going to pass one adjustment entry, that is it will be gaining partners. Gaining C. C was gaining 10,000, and he will compensate to A. That is sacrificing partner. C's capital account debited to A's capital account. This will be in gaining and sacrificing ratio. Fine. So if the reserves, there can be a case of loss also. Suppose A, B, and C were partners sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2. And now they decide to share profits equally. They had an undistributed loss of 60,000. Fine. So if this loss is distributed today, how much A, B, and C are going to get? Loss of 30, 20, and 10. Amounts are same, but it is now instead of profit, it is loss. And if it is distributed in future, this will be 20, 20, and 20. So who is going to get, who is at a loss? Position of B is same in both the scenario. It is the C is going to get more share of loss in the future, and A is going to get a lesser share of loss. So in this case, C will have an objection to this. If they want that losses and profits not to be distributed on the date of reconstitution, C will have an objection. Who is the partner who is gaining will have an objection, and our entry will be revert. In this case, it will be A's capital account debited to C's capital account. It will not be gaining to sacrificing, it will be sacrificing to gaining. It will be sacrificing to gaining. So this is the point where the difference is. I'm showing you the journal entries once again. Note down these journal entry. This is the, just a minute. Fine. So if the net amount is positive, if the reserves, the profits are to be distributed, if the profits are to be kept as it is, our journal entry will be gaining to sacrificing. And if we have losses, then the entry will be sacrificing to gaining. Then the entry will be sacrificing to gaining. Now, this can be a 3-marker question from this chapter, which is not there in other types of reconstitution. This is there only in this chapter. X, Y, and Z are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 5:3:2. They decided to share profits in the ratio of 2:3:5 with effect from 1st April 2020. They also decide to record the effect of the following accumulated profit and losses and reserves without affecting their book values by passing a single entry. Fine. So these are the reserves and the losses. Fine. These are the reserves and losses appearing on the date of the balance sheet, and they do not want to distribute these reserves and losses. They want to give effect. They want to pass one adjustment entry. Fine. So I want you to find out first the sacrificing and the gaining ratio. You calculate the sacrificing and the gaining ratio first and then send me the answer. It's sold minus new ratio. And if it is positive, it is sacrifice. If it is negative, it is gain. Find out the old and the new profit sharing ratio quickly. Yes, I think the answer is correct. What about others partners? Excess sacrificing, that is correct. Yes, correct. Yes, those who have done, those who have sent me the answers, their answer is correct. All have sent the correct answers. I can see the correct answers. Fine. So X is sacrificing, it is positive. Z share is negative, it is gain. And Y is neither sacrificing, he's neither sacrificing nor gaining. So my entry will be, I will see the net amount. Net amount is 30. General reserve is positive. Profit and loss account, credit balance is positive. Advertisement suspense account is a negative balance, it is loss. So 30 minus 12, net amount is positive. That is 18,000, and 3/10 of 18,000 is 5,400. And gaining partner has been compensated. Z was the gaining partner. Z has been compensated for 3/10 of the share. That is net amount. And these reserves and losses will keep appearing in the new balance sheet as it is. These losses and reserves will keep appearing in the new balance sheet. So this is the adjustment entry that can be asked from you by passing a single entry. The question is single entry. You don't have to pass an adjustment entry for all of them separately. You have to see the net effect. 30 minus 12. Two figures were positive, one was negative, and the sum of positive figures was greater. It was 18,000 positive. So 18,000, 3/10 of 18,000, 5,400 was compensated to Z by X. Same, the ratio is same. Now I have changed the figures. No, figures have not been changed. Just a minute. I think wait. You can just a minute. I forgot to change. This has not been changed. This was not saved, I think. Wait. Fine. The gaining and the sacrificing ratio is same. Figures are same. Fine. Now this here, the negative figure is greater. If my advertisement suspense, sorry, this is, let it remain the same. Let it profit and loss account. Wait, children, wait. Yes, this is profit and loss account, debit balance. Now I have taken profit and loss account, debit balance. So there are two negative figures and one positive figure. Fine. So 36,000 is negative and the net amount is negative. In that case, my entry will be reward. That is sacrificing. It will not be gaining to sacrificing. It will be sacrificing to gaining. Since there are two negative figures, 24,000 and 12,000, the net effect comes out to be 30,000. So my gaining and sacrificing ratio working was same. It will be X capital account to Z's capital account. Now it will be sacrificing to gaining. So this can be asked in a 3-marker question where you have to pass a single entry for reserves and accumulated profit and losses. Fine. So there is a difference in this. We have not learned this in the chapter admission when the reserves are not to be distributed. This can be there in this chapter, that is change in profit sharing ratio amongst the partners. Revaluation account, preparation of revaluation account remains the same in all the chapters. But the difference is in the earlier in the chapter admission, we were distributing the reserves distributing the profit and losses amongst the partners. But in the case of reconstitution, if the partners want that the net values not to be shown in the opening balance sheet, if they want that the new values of or the revalued values not to be shown in the opening balance sheet, they can pass one adjustment entry if there is a revaluation account profit. In this case, revaluation account will be made as a working note. We will be passing one adjustment entry, that is gaining partners to sacrificing partners. And if there is a loss, We are going to pass the entry sacrificing partners to gaining partners. Fine. And the assets and liabilities will keep appearing at the old values. So this is the point of difference in this chapter. Reserves can appear in the new balance sheet. Old values of assets and liabilities can appear in the new balance sheet, provided we pass adjustment entries for that. Fine. So you have to learn these adjustment entries. So these are the type of questions that can be asked from these chapters. Calculation of gaining and sacrificing ratio, any of the journal entry for reserves or journal entry for accounting treatment of goodwill, reserves, this is same. The single adjustment entry for reserves and losses not to be distributed. This is something important which is not covered in other chapters. And of course, there can be a preparation of revaluation account, partners capital account in the or new balance sheet. And one of the condition can be attached to this question, that reserves not to be distributed or assets and liabilities to be shown at revalued or to be shown at original values. Fine. So these are the type of questions that can be asked from this chapter. You must have noted down the difference where there is a difference. Fine. You can practice the questions, complete the assignment of the chapter. Yes, that's all for today, children. Have a good day and all the best for your test.